In these letters, he writes to Sally from at his desk, from the battlefield, from in his tent with the rain seeping in, from underneath his cot with bombs exploding overhead. My grandmother, Sally Ann Rudolph, grew up in Manhattan in a family of widows, divorcees, and perpetual bachelors. So she, of course, grew up to be this hopelessly hopeful romantic. And one day, she met a young man named Charlie Brand at a friend's wedding. They went on 2 dates, and then right after, Charlie was shipped off to Europe to fight in World War II. Charlie and Sally didn't see each other again for over 2 years, but while Charlie was away, he wrote my grandmother a letter almost every day. My grandmother always said she fell in love with Charlie through these letters. And it was in one of these letters that he proposed, and in another letter that she said yes. And things continued like that until the day finally came when Charlie was coming home. It must have gone well, because 2 weeks later they got married, and eventually they moved from the Upper West Side to Scarsdale. They had my mom, they had my mom's sister. And so this life that Charlie and Sally had dreamt of was finally coming true for them. And then one day, while playing tennis, Charlie suffered a heart attack and he died. He was 37 years old. And soon after that, my grandmother said she burned all of his letters. The letters, in a way, became this almost mythical story in my family that we knew about, but we never truly understood because it was a fact. My grandmother had burnt them. In the spring of 2012, just 4 months after my grandmother had died, my mom got a phone call from a woman named Carol. Carol introduced herself and said that when Carol was young, her family moved into the house that my mom had grown up in. And Carol said that the whole house was bare, totally empty. But when Carol went up into the attic, she found in a corner, in this kind of dusty area of the attic, a blue hat box. And there was a gold braid around the side of it. And inside of this hat box, Carol found hundreds and hundreds of letters, all addressed to a woman named Sally Ann Rudolph. Carol was about 11 or 12 at the time, and she read every single letter she found in that hat box. And for the next 60 years, anytime Carol moved, the letters moved with her. And then it wasn't until a chance dinner party where she was having a conversation with a handful of women who were older than she was. I think she said they were in their late 80s and early 90s. These women were talking about how unusual it was for Jewish women of their generation to have attended Ivy League graduations. And one woman piped up and said, well, my husband graduated from Cornell, and so did my dear friend Sally Ann Rudolph. And so, to make a very long story short, that is how Carol came to be in contact with my family and how we were able to discover Charlie's letters. For the first couple of months after we had the letters and started reading them, it was this, we hardly talked about it because it was just so unbelievable. But once I started telling friends and people close to me about it, everyone had the same reaction. They got goosebumps and they were speechless. And those are the signs of a really, really great story.